Good morning, you guys. So today I wanted to come on here and talk about the butt wink and what it is when you see it in a squat, and some ways to kind of evaluate that and some ways to fix it. So the butt wink is essentially when you are squatting and your tailbone is coming under. You're going through a posterior pelvic tilt when you're reaching the bottom of your squat. So I'm going to first show you what a normal squat should look like. You're going to be simultaneously breaking at the hips, breaking at the knees to sit below parallel. Boom. Now I'm going to show you what one with a butt wink looks like. So pay attention to this lower lumbar area. It's going to go through a posterior pelvic tilt at the bottom of the squat. And it's honestly very hard for me to even actually execute that, which is a good problem. But to kind of talk about the butt wink, so there are a couple things that it could be. It could be a structural issue. So some people, the way that their femurs sit in their pelvis, they can't necessarily sit incredibly deep in a squat without that happening. If that's the case, then what you can do is just don't squat so deep. So not everybody is built to squat all the way down to here because they'll have a butt wink. So if that's your case and you can literally just go past parallel and come back up without a butt wink, then that's probably the best way for you to squat. You're not going to get as much movement through your lower back and flexion through your lower back, which is really good. Something that people will kind of try to attribute a butt wink to is having very tight hamstrings. And I'm going to show you a little test that you can do to evaluate and see if maybe the cause of this is tight hamstrings. And if it's not, I'm going to give you some other tips. Okay, so once you are in this position, you are going to simulate a squat. So you are going to sit your hips back. And once you are back as far as you can go, push them back forward. And if you go and you have a butt wink, it could potentially mean that you may have tight hamstrings. That's one way to evaluate it. Or it could mean that you need some more stability within your pelvis, and I'll show you another way for that. So what it should look like, you're able to go back, no butt wink. Now if you go back and you immediately have a butt wink, you can either start to maybe work on the hamstrings a little bit, or we can work on stabilizing the pelvis a little bit more. So one way to do this is if you have a TRX and you are going to do squats, this will help to kind of remove the full load of your body weight when you're squatting to help you start to gain that stability and get comfortable with squatting, having some assistance. And then as that improves, you can work towards doing a body weight squat and not having to worry about your butt wink. Another way to start to fix this is by anteriorly loading your squat. So by holding a load in front of you, that makes it a little bit easier for most people to really focus on engaging their core, and they tend to feel a little bit more balanced overall. So as I was saying, one way to start this is to, and also just another way to kind of test things out, is to anterior load. So you're going to grab a light dumbbell or a dumbbell that is comfortable for your weight. If you're somebody who normally just does body weight workouts, keep the dumbbell a little bit lighter because it'll still allow you to see that butt wink without doing any type of potential damage. So you're going to hold the dumbbell out in front, practice squatting down as far as you can without having a butt wink, standing back up. So at first, if that means that you're not even squatting to parallel or fully past parallel, that is okay. Practice starting there first. Once you are able to master that range of motion, push it a little bit further. Maybe you can squat a little bit deeper. Now you can hit parallel. Practice it again. Maybe you'll be able to hit right below parallel and hit depth during a squat. Once you continue to practice this and master it, then you can start practicing with transferring the weight, loading this movement differently. So whether you have a barbell on your back and you want to do squats that way, and you can practice making sure that you are not getting that butt wink. As I said, if you're somebody who when you squat like really, really low, you get a butt wink, then I would recommend working on not necessarily going that deep, because as long as you are breaking parallel, you don't have to go super, super deep. Sometimes that extra range of motion that you may hit is just wasting energy anyway. If you have strength goals, it is not necessary. And if you have hypertrophy goals, then maybe you want to be able to hit that deeper range of motion, but I wouldn't say that it's going to make or break your training or your progress. I hope you guys found this video helpful and it gave you a better understanding of what a butt wink is, maybe how you can reevaluate yourself, how you can try to work around that. And as I said, the main reason a butt wink can just become a concern is because there's so much movement through your lumbar spine, this lower back area, that you could get a little tight, you could get sore, and if you want to keep training, you want to be training hard, and you want to feel good, we want to avoid those things at all costs. So I'll see you in the